Welcome back, YouTube, for another market analysis live. Today we're going to be looking at S&P 500 and also gold. We are going to see the levels that we're probably going to be playing here on both for the London session. So let's go ahead and get to it. S&P 500, we did have a lot of movement up and then a lot of movement right back down into some support levels. And as of right now, you can see that we're slightly ranging. Right, so we want to go ahead and take a look at the range that we're looking at to play tonight. You can see we're at the very bottom. If I highlight where we came to, the very lowest is somewhere right around these. Actually, I'm going to put this horizontal line, move this drawing, horizontal line to the very bottom. So somewhere around the 91s, we drop back down into the 29.01. Is the area, and that was the area we were looking for some long opportunities earlier in the morning session. As you can see, if I draw this back, tools, and we come back into the morning session, you can see how we had a great opportunity for some rotations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rotations. This was your long opportunity here for a continuation up into the 35.50s, and you can see we actually double topped right there at the 35, and then we started to move our way back down. Now that is very important because usually when you double top any area, something like this, we come back into an actual range and we play the range. So for the London session, we're actually going to be looking to play the range. You can see we have pulled down to try to retest those 2900s to 91s, and then we failed it once. Might see a pullback to fail it again, and then we'll look for continuation. That's actually how we'll play the range. We're not going to necessarily look for any breakouts. Usually if we feel like it's going to go into a range day, then we are going to try to play that range as best as possible. You can see again, we do like to see some failure in the area. It could break through. It's okay. It's fine if it breaks through the level. It's a matter of coming back up, failing it again, getting another one right at the top, and then we'll continue that back up to the top of the actual range. What we want to see is the support coming in, the buyers coming in. Unless we fail this level though, if we do fail that 29 or 28.91, we do have some support coming down here, and that level is going to be somewhere right around the 70s. So we are going to be watching during the London session to see what we get. Again, if we get this failure of support here, it's going to be a great opportunity for buyers to come in and take that back up. We're going to want to use some studies, some tools to see exactly what we have as far as buyers coming in or sellers coming in. You can see how it looks. I was pretty bearish at one point, but you can see we had overnight low that came in as support. We're above the open. VWAP is coming up underneath. Moving averages are underneath. So we're going to be looking for support here. And if we get the support here at the 2900s, then we're going to be looking for that long opportunity. At bare minimum, back into the resistances here, 19 and maybe up to maybe about 24 to 25, right where you see these volume nodes sticking out. That's going to be our areas of interest for taking our profit. Now, we can look for some runners to extend into 35.50, but we're going to kind of try to weigh that out, see if we get an opportunity to do that. Now let's take a look at some of the trades that we're talking about here on a smaller term chart. We had some good opportunity earlier for the downside. We cut the line right here at that short of 1925, and we started to get that downward move. Couldn't move my trailing stops fast enough, came back and took me out for less than what I wanted, but it was altogether still a very great trade. Now we're going to go ahead and take a look at what we're looking at right now. You can see again that was this is going to be our range trade that we're looking for. If I move these lines out, let me go ahead and erase this here. And again, we pulled our way back into some strong support. So that's going to be our level 2900 to 28.91. We're gonna watch for that support again. We're gonna see what comes up underneath. If we get the VWAP, the moving averages underneath for the support, and the volume starts to spike with some support as well, then that's gonna be a good indication that we're gonna get a bullish move back into the 35.50. So we're gonna be looking for that. Now, We'll take a look at gold here real quick. Gold, somewhat of the same thing. We have a range, well, we had a range play here on gold. We came down into the 1691s, failed it twice, started to bounce, found the support, tried it again, failed it again, and we started to move our way up. Now, we have somewhat of a hidden channel happening right now on gold. You could see, what's actually taking place. Somewhat of a hidden channel here. Actually, we'll just draw it kind of like this here and play this actual hidden channel right there. So just kind of playing that out right now. We could probably see a slip back down to find that support right there, and then try to look to see for a long opportunity. We're right in the middle of the range, so not anything to really be looking for, to be honest. I don't really like to play in the middle of the actual range. I'd rather play the levels at the bottom, at the top. So if we come all the way back down here into the 95s and we fail it again, then we'll look for a failure move, right? It could be an inverse head and shoulders pattern like this, right? It could be a double bottom. It could be also a two-try failure. You can see right here, two-try failure for continuation. It could be a lot of different things, but we're going to be trying to look for some patterns. It could be a V bottom right at support for continuation. But as of right now, it does look like we'll be trying to climb back into 1711 on gold. So we're probably going to be looking for that move back there. Now, if we get that move back into 1711, we are going to look for a pull to the upside and a failure. So what that means is we're going to be looking for that push through and a failure to come back down. If we get the failure, we're going to be looking to take that right back down to the bottom of the range. Gonna have to have some things moving in, maybe like the moving averages and the VWAP overhead. So again, that's gonna be some of the things we look for as far as a good opportunity to continue a short or continue a long. Right now, again, you're in the middle, so not necessarily anything really great to be looking out for. I think we're probably gonna get a pullback into this general area and maybe a couple failures before we continue back up in that way. All right, let's take a look at some of the movement on a smaller tick chart. I'm going to put some of the studies. Well, actually, no, we'll leave the studies off. Hide studies here. We'll take a look at what we're looking at right now. All right, so you guys can see. Oh, well, sorry. All right, so you guys can see that movement right there with the slight support that we were looking at earlier, 95 and 96. Again, we had that lower bottom here at 91, 92, and we're pulling back a little bit right now. So we're gonna be looking for those 1711s up at the top. Again, you're right in that middle of that range, so not really anything to really be playing with. Right, it's better to let it come back to the bottom and buy low, sell high. So that's what we're going to be looking out for, is those opportunities there. If we get that opportunity in the London session, we'll look for it. I think we'll be closer to either getting that move. Oh, actually, let me point this. Either getting that move back up into this area here, we'll pull, and again, that's where we'll look for the opportunity of the failure. It could be a double top and then fail the 1711. We'll look for that downside move, or again, if we get back to the bottom, we're going to look for the failures here. Inverse head and shoulders, double bottom, two-try failure. It could look a lot of different. It could look a lot of different ways. Inverse head and shoulders and double bottom. We're going to be looking for the entry right at the neckline, which means we're going to pop above that. It probably gives some support again and then go. So we can look for either take the neckline right off the move back up. Right, if it does something like this, we can take the neckline right off the move back up, or we can be patient, wait for that pullback, and then continue that back to the upside. All right, guys, so that's what we're going to be looking for in the London session tonight. If we get those levels, we'll be looking to play them out. If we don't get enough volatility, then to move into those levels, then we'll just be patient and discipline them. Won't take any trades up until maybe the US session. Depends on the volatility we get, and if we get to those levels, it could be a great opportunity for us. All right, guys, you guys take care. Have a great night. We'll see you guys who come into the London session. Take care.